Hello, everyone, and welcome to our friends at Speak Unstoppable for Learning English. I'm Maria, and I'm with you, your favorite Jan. By the way, am I your favorite too? Ha ha ha, Jan. I really hope our listeners around the world are having a wonderful, relaxing morning or evening.
I hope so too, Maria. We are absolutely thrilled to be here with you all again. We love this community, and every time we see your comments, it motivates us so much.
That's right. And speaking of motivation, we want to talk about something incredibly useful today, something you will use every single day. We are going to dive into how to talk about your workday in English.
It is such an essential, fundamental skill because, the goal of learning English isn't just to pass a test, right? It's about connecting with real life. It's about being able to tell a colleague or a friend simply and clearly what you did today.
Exactly. And before we start sharing these wonderful, powerful phrases, could we ask for just a small favor? If you are enjoying this gentle, stress-free practice, please hit that like button. It genuinely helps us reach more friends who need this kind of support.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, please join our community. We are here to support you, and we promise to make every lesson warm and encouraging. Thank you.
Okay, let's get started. John, do you ever feel that little moment of panic when someone asks you, "How was your day?" You have all these thoughts in your head, but the English words just don't come out smoothly, do they?
Oh, that happens to everyone, Maria. Even native speakers pause sometimes. But for learners, the trick is to stop trying to translate everything. The secret is to learn simple, reusable, natural phrases.
That's our goal today. We want to give you a structure. Imagine your workday as a quick 3-act story: the beginning, the middle, and the end. If you master the language for these 3 parts, you are golden. Let's look at the beginning first, Maria. This is how you start your work. Instead of always saying the basic, "I started work," we can use much better, more natural vocabulary. For example, a great professional phrase is, "I clocked in at 8 a.m. today." This is a fantastic phrase many people use in a lot of different professional settings. It just means you registered your arrival. Why don't you all try practicing saying that phrase softly now? I clocked in at 8 a.m.
Or if your job is more flexible, you might use a slightly more casual but still very natural phrase. I kicked off my tasks right after my coffee. The lovely phrase "kicked off" means started. It has a great, energetic sound to it. Try it out. I kicked off my tasks.
And what if the start wasn't so smooth, John? Maybe a long commute or a small issue.
That's life. You can say, "It was a rough start, but I settled in after an hour." The term "rough start" is a brilliant, succinct way to summarize a small problem at the beginning of the day.
Perfect. Now let's move to the middle of the story, which is the actual work. This is where we focus on action verbs. These verbs are your power words. They describe exactly what you did.
For meetings, please don't just say, "I went to a meeting." Say something stronger and clearer like, "I attended a team briefing this morning," or "I had a quick catch-up with my manager." A catch-up is a very common phrase for a short meeting to share updates.
For desk work, we need those professional verbs. Use words like, "I spent most of the morning drafting emails," or "I analyzed the sales report." The word drafting means writing the first version of something. Analyzed means studied something carefully. Both are incredibly useful words.
Maybe you had a busy time with clients or customers. You could say, "I handled a challenging call with a customer," or "I reached out to a few new clients." Handled means managed, and reached out is a friendly, professional way to say contacted.
The main message here is to keep it simple. If you are a beginner or intermediate learner, don't try to use long, confusing sentences. A short sentence like, "I drafted emails, then analyzed reports," is absolutely superb. It is crystal clear, it is correct, and anyone will understand you.
Absolutely. Confidence comes from speaking simply and being understood, not from trying to use a huge, complex vocabulary. Our goal is to make you sound natural, and natural English is often quite simple.
Let's try a quick review of these action phrases so far. I'll say the phrase, and you can whisper it softly after me, focusing on the main verb.
I clocked in early.
I kicked off the meeting.
I attended a quick meeting.
I drafted a proposal.
I handled the issue.
Wonderful! You are already building your new, strong English toolkit. These simple phrases are like building blocks for a more confident conversation about your job.
We also need phrases for when things go wrong, because honestly, that is part of every workday, isn't it?
It is. If you were delayed, say, I got a little held up waiting for the data. The nice phrasal verb, held up, means delayed. It sounds much smoother than just saying, I was late.
And if you had to work late, you can say, I had to stay behind to finish the urgent task. Stay behind is a very common, simple way to say you worked late.
Okay, let's talk about the end of the workday. This is the wrap-up, and you need good phrases for it. Instead of saying, I finished work, say, I wrapped up my day around 5 p.m. Wrapped up is a perfect, smooth phrase to say finished.
Or a fantastic idiomatic phrase that will make you sound very natural is, I called it a day once the reports were sent. Called it a day means decided to stop working. It's such a great phrase.
If you had a very good day, you might say, it was a productive day. I got a lot done. The adjective productive is a great positive word for work.
And if it was a tiring day, you can say, I was completely worn out by the end. The expressive term worn out means very tired.
Let's put the whole structure together now. Think of your own day and try to repeat this structure out loud, softly, with us. We'll use the simple phrases we learned. I clocked in around 9. I attended a few short meetings and drafted a big proposal. I wrapped up my day at 6 and then headed home. That is a complete, clear, and very confident description of your workday. You don't need to say anything more.
We encourage you to write down 3 sentences tonight using the phrases from this first part. Write about your actual day today. It's a powerful practice.
We hope this first part has given you some great, new, practical language. We will be right back after a quick break to talk about how to ask your colleagues about their day. It's a key part of networking and showing genuine interest. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, everyone. Maria, before the break, we were focused mainly on office jobs. But what about all the listeners who work in other environments?
That's a brilliant point, John. What if you don't have an office job? What if you work in a store or a hospital? The great news is the structure is always the same. Beginning, middle, end. You just need to switch out the action verbs.
The principles of clear, simple communication are universal. So, if you work in a shop, instead of drafted, you might say, I helped several customers find what they needed, or I restocked the shelves all morning. Restocked means put more items back on the shelves. If you need help, please don't be afraid to ask. Asking for help is a sign of strength and organization, not weakness. You can say, could you possibly assist me with this report? The word possibly makes the request sound very polite and respectful.
And when you find the solution, you should share it clearly. I managed to figure out the system error, or we successfully resolved the client's complaint. Resolved is a superb formal word for solved.
Remember, the friendly, gentle tone we use is important. You are learning to communicate with kindness and clarity. That is the highest, most rewarding goal of any language learner.
We hope you are feeling more comfortable with these powerful work phrases. When we come back, we will explore the wonderful but sometimes confusing world of phrasal verbs related to the workplace. They are essential for sounding natural. We will break them down simply. Stay with us.
Welcome back, English friends. Maria, before the break, we were about to dive into phrasal verbs. That's a topic that sometimes makes learners feel a little nervous, isn't it?
It is. But John, is it really necessary to use all those small two-word verbs in professional speech? That's a fantastic question. And the short answer is yes, absolutely. Phrasal verbs are what make English sound natural, friendly, and quick.
They are like shortcuts in the language, and they are incredibly common. And don't worry, we're not going to give you a long, boring list today. We will focus on just 3 vital, useful ones for talking about work. If you learn these 3, you will already sound much more fluent.
The first one is take on. This means to accept a new task or responsibility. It's perfect for describing the start of a challenging project.
For example, your manager might say, "Can you take on this new marketing project?"
Or you could tell a colleague, I took on a lot of extra work this week because someone was away.
Try saying that softly now. I took on a new task. The energy in the verb take on shows commitment and a little bit of challenge. It's a very dynamic and positive phrase.
The second essential phrasal verb is catch up. We briefly mentioned it earlier, but it's so versatile and commonly used that we need to look at it again. It means to talk to someone to share updates, or sometimes to work hard to reach a goal you are behind on.
For a meeting, you can say, "Let's catch up quickly before the big team briefing."
For your own workload, you can say, I need to catch up on all the emails I missed while I was at that conference. In the first example, it means share information. In the second, it means make up for lost time.
It's a lovely, simple phrasal verb. Practice saying, "I need to catch up."
The third phrasal verb that you will hear and use every single day in any professional environment is follow up. This means to continue or reinforce an action, usually after a meeting or an initial communication. It is a sign of excellent professional organization and completeness.
For example, I will follow up with a detailed email after the call to confirm the details. This is a very common professional phrase.
Or, did you follow up on the client's request from last week?
When you say follow up, you sound responsible and organized. Try saying it now. I will follow up later.
Let's review these 3 powerful phrasal verbs one more time. Repeat them softly with us.
Take on.
Catch up. Get updated or make up for lost work.
Follow up.
These 3 phrases alone will make your English sound significantly more authentic and professional. And remember, we are not learning this just to memorize a list. We are learning this to use it in real life. Your immediate goal is to try one of these out in a real or pretend conversation tonight.
Now, Maria, we want to give our listeners a secret weapon for confident conversation: the language of delegation. Sometimes your job is to ask someone else to do a task, and you need to do this politely and clearly in English. This is a very valuable advanced skill.
When asking a colleague, always use what we call softening language. Avoid simply saying, do this. Use phrases like the wonderful, would you mind helping me with this spreadsheet? The phrase, would you mind, is one of the most polite and respectful ways to ask a question.
Or, could you possibly take a look at the sales figures? Take a look at is a friendly, not too demanding way to ask someone to quickly review something.
If you are giving a clear instruction, but you want it to be polite, you can use, could you ensure that the file is saved in the shared folder? The phrase, ensure that, is a clear, professional instruction.
And always remember to thank them. Say, I really appreciate your help with this. A little appreciation goes a very long way in building a positive professional relationship.
Another excellent phrase for delegation or request is, I was hoping you could handle the presentation slides. I was hoping is a very gentle, nice way to express your wish for them to do a task.
We encourage you to practice asking for help politely. It is not always easy in a new language, but it shows confidence, respect, and emotional maturity.
Let's move on to the all-important part of talking about your career, your feelings about the job. It's important to have strong adjectives ready for this.
If you like your job, use words like, I find my work rewarding. This means it gives you personal satisfaction and a good feeling.
The team atmosphere is very supportive. This is a wonderful adjective for describing a positive, helpful environment.
If you are busy, use, the environment is very fast-paced. This means it moves quickly, and you need to be active and energetic.
It's a very demanding role. This means it requires a lot of hard work and focus.
If you are unhappy, you can say, the work is a little monotonous right now. This means repetitive or boring.
The pressure is quite intense.
Notice how all these adjectives are polite and professional. They communicate your feelings clearly without being too dramatic. They show emotional intelligence.
We are about to finish our third part, and you are doing so incredibly well. Every time you practice one of these phrases, you are building muscle memory for English. When we come back, we will put all of this into a full, natural conversation and give you an amazing challenge to try this week. Stay right there.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final part of our conversation. Maria, I have an important question for our listeners. Did you know that telling a story is often much easier than just answering a question?
It's absolutely true. Humans are wired for stories. When you talk about your workday, you are telling a small story, and stories are easier to remember and tell. So now we are going to practice a full conversation, putting all the pieces, the warm tone, the structure, the phrasal verbs, and the polite questions together.
Imagine this conversation is happening between you and a friendly colleague named Alex on a Friday afternoon. Remember to whisper your parts softly to yourself.
Alex, hey, how are you feeling now that the week is done? You look a little worn out.
That's a great supportive check-in question from Alex. Notice the friendly adjective, worn out. Now for your response.
You, I am a little. It was a fast-paced week. I clocked in early every day. How about you? Did you get to catch up on all your tasks?
Perfect. You used an adjective, fast-paced, a phrase for the start of the day, clocked in, and a phrasal verb to ask about Alex's work, catch up. Excellent work!
Alex, I did, finally. I had to take on the new database project, so I was swamped until Thursday. But I wrapped up everything this afternoon.
Alex uses take on and wrapped up, two of our essential phrases.
That's fantastic news. I saw the email. That project looked pretty demanding. Could you possibly assist me with a small question about the new system next week?
There is the powerful supportive adjective, demanding, and the very polite request. Could you possibly assist me?
Of course. Just follow up with a message on Monday and we can set aside some time for a quick chat.
Alex uses our third key phrasal verb, follow up, showing they are organized.
Perfect. I really appreciate your help with that. Well, I'm going to call it a day. I hope you have a relaxing weekend.
Alex, you too. Have a great one.
Look at that! You just had a complete, professional, friendly, and natural English conversation about work. It included so many of the key phrases we discussed today. You can absolutely do this. You just need to practice the pieces until they feel comfortable and natural.
Now for our final and most important challenge for this week. This is what we call the 3-part daily routine. This is the ultimate practical, stress-free practice.
Every night before you go to sleep, we want you to say out loud or write down 3 sentences about your day, following this simple, powerful pattern. Remember, please do not judge yourself. This is safe, gentle practice. The first part is a starting sentence. How did you begin your work? Use clocked in, kicked off, or rough start.
The second part is an action sentence. What was the main activity? Use drafted, handled, attended, or one of your own job-specific verbs.
The third part is an ending sentence. How did you finish and how do you feel? Use wrapped up, called it a day, or worn out.
Let's try one simple example together.
I kicked off the morning with an urgent client call. I quickly handled the issue. I called it a day and feel very productive.
If you do this exercise for just 5 days, you will feel a massive, wonderful improvement in your confidence when discussing your job. We truly believe in you. We've covered so much useful ground today. Remember the main messages. Keep your language simple and clear. Use strong action verbs. Master the 3 key phrasal verbs. Take on, catch up, follow up. And be polite in your requests. This is the language of professional connection and support. We would absolutely love to hear from you. Please comment below and try to write your 3-part daily routine. It's the best way to practice, and we read every single one of your practice sentences.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. Your dedication to learning English is truly admirable. We are here to help you turn your hard work into real-life, joyful conversation skills.
We wish you a wonderful day or night, and remember to be kind to yourself as you learn. We will talk to you again very soon. You are doing amazing work. Goodbye for now.